Hey YouTube, I'm back again. I found a couple of videos today, so if you see us wearing the same clothes, that's why. I'm here with my January favourites. I'm only 4 days late with this. We're into February now, but yeah, there was a few things I really liked in January, so we'll get started. First of all, skincare. I don't know what it was, whether it was over excess, eating too much at Christmas, blah blah blah, but my skin completely broke out this month. I've had, you can see if you look closely, but I'm not going to let you look closely, but my skin is still a little bit blemish prone. I had horrible whiteheads, but I think they call it cystic acne all over my chin. It was disgusting. Literally my chin was sore, it was that bad. But so yeah, but I think there's 2 products which I think have really made a contribution to clearing it up, easing it down, and just generally made a difference. Apologies that I've talked about one of these before, but I'm really liking it still, and it is this. It is a Lush face mask from the Fresh Face Mask range, and it's cupcake. As I said the last time, it's a mixture of glaze, cocoa powder. It smells like mint choc chip, and it's really good. You put it on your skin. I've used it on my skin. It didn't irritate where there was open skin, what have you. It didn't make the spots hurt. It just helps to clear them. I love this stuff. I've already got another backup pot. It's called Chocolate Heaven for oily and teenage skin. No, definitely not the teenage, but I'm obviously veering towards the oily, which is bizarre considering it's been so cold. But yeah, I really like this, and I'll definitely keep buying this. There's also something which is good from Lush. You bring back 5 of the pots, the container pots, any of the things in the black pots, like the lemony flutter cuticle butter, the hair conditioners like Marilyn, Jasmine Henna Fluffies, etc. And you get a free face mask, so I've already got enough pots for another free face mask, so pleased about that. The second product is also a Lush product, I'm afraid, and it's something I used years and years ago when Lush actually first came out, when Lush first opened in Newcastle, and it is the Tea Tree Water Toner. I normally use the Liz Earle skin freshener, which I love. I really love that. I love the smell. But as I say, when your skin, I just felt as though my skin needed something else, something a bit more to control it. And I went for this, which is the Tea Tree Water Popular Toner. This is a smaller bottle, which is 100 grams. I think it comes in a larger bottle as well. And go on then. It's just a spray. It smells of tea tree, but not as strongly as some brands. It's got quite a sort of herbally smell to it. Tone and detoxify oily skin with tea tree, grapefruit and juniper. It's actually the juniper I think you can smell. Take control of those troublesome pores, a bestseller for normal to oily skin. So you can use it on thingy, but I've just been spritzing it, especially on my chin areas where I've needed it. So yeah, that's really done something good for me this month. Another product is something else I'm afraid I've talked about before, but despite the oily skin on my face, my lips have been all chapped and dry and hideous. So again, I've reverted back to this, which is the Body Shop Yes Wee Tantalising Lip Butter. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of that. It was a huge rage when it came out, and I think I talked about it then, and rightly so. I mean, it's a lovely product. And I really find if you just put like a thick layer on at night, it's made such a difference, and my lips don't feel half as dry or chapped as they used to. So yeah, I'm loving that still. I've got a couple of backups for that just in case. Another product, slightly skincare related, is a nail product. My nails at the moment are beyond crappy. They are hideous. They are so dry. I've changed the medication, and I think this is probably what it is. They are so dry, and they are so, my mum screamed about the remote control, I don't know where it is. They're so dry and so horrible. But my cuticles, I've resorted to an old favourite, which is OPI Avoplex. That's made such a difference. It's avocado oil. Put a little bit on your nails, rub it in. It actually smells quite nice. It's predominantly avocado oil, but it's not, if you buy avocado oil in the supermarket, it doesn't smell the same, so it must have something else in it to make it smell nice. But it's really nice. You coat it on a couple of times a day, and I can really see the difference on especially some of my dry cuticles and my hangnails. So loving that OPI Avoplex. Right, last 3 items are makeup items. Now, one, to be honest, I really fell out of love with these. They were a phase. Every time I went on holiday, I'd buy one in the airport, buy the latest tastes and what have you. And it is a Lancome Juicy Tube. Any of them, but this is a random one. It's a pale pink one. I've had it so long I really don't know what it is. And every time I think it's finished, you can just squish a bit more out of it. It's kind of a raspberry one. I think because they're quite a thick, let's have a look, quite a sticky, that's a nice like milky pink colour. Because they're quite sticky, that actually, I think in this type of weather they've provided some sort of protection for my lips, so that's probably why I've gone back to them. So I've generally been using them over the top of a lipstick or a, say, a filled in lip pencil, and I'm really going back to Lancome Juicy Tubes, which is just as well because I've probably got about 10 to use it. And they last forever, or at least they do with me. Just when you think you've used it, as I say, there's more left. But Lancome Juicy Tubes. Second one, makeup item, is something I got from a blog sale from the lovely Laura, aka Lollipop26. I'll put her details in the sidebar, but I'm sure you know who she is. Lovely, lovely girl. And I got a few things from one of her blog sales, and one of them was this. MAC Mineralised Skin Finish in Lightscapade. I'd always wanted this, but the eBay prices were ridiculous, £60–70 for this, and thankfully I got it for a really good price for my blog sale. It's one of the palest ones. There's all sorts of like yellows, blues, lilacs, greens, but it is such a lovely product I've made because I'm quite pale, and I'm loving it. I love like by candlelight porcelain pink and things like that, but because this month, obviously being January, I'm so pale I haven't used any false tan whatsoever because it just looks wrong at this time of year on me. I've gone to this and it just gives such a, I'm trying to think the best way to do this, there, a lovely sort of sheer shimmer. I've put it on my cheekbones, on my, under my brow bone, also all over the place, and I absolutely love that one. Fortunately, as I say, it's not available now, only for some ridiculous prices on eBay, but I'm so happy to have this, and I've given it lots of love since I got it from my sale. Now the final product is a much talked about one on YouTube and blogs and everywhere basically. It is this NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. My shade is Deauville, D-E-A-U-V-I-L-L-E, Light 4. It's one of the paler ones obviously, and I must admit I was blinded by the hype. I read so many good reviews and watched so many videos, I had to try this. And it's the most money I think I've ever spent on a foundation. I mean, MAC, Studio Fix, fair enough, but this is the most I've ever spent, and I have to say it is worth it. First time I wore it, my mum says, "Oh, you look nice and healthy today," which is always a good sign. I tend to, because my skin has its combination, I tend to go for sort of mattifying foundations, which to be honest I think can age you a little bit. So I tried this and I absolutely love it. The only trouble is, obviously, no pump action dispenser. You tend to use quite a lot and it's a bit messy, and NARS rubberized packaging gets dirty. But I really like this. It gives my skin a nice, it's not the fullest coverage, it's quite a like low coverage foundation, but it's a nice colour. It feels nice on the skin. There's no irritation with it. There's no, hasn't caused any breakout or anything. So I really like it. NARS Sheer Glow, as I say, I probably will repurchase it, but it is more of an investment purchase than sort of special occasions, although I am wearing it now. I have been out today though, that's why. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry it wasn't much, but it never is, but hey ho. I've got a couple of things that may be on next month's list. We'll see how I get on with them, and I've got a couple of things that have came today which I'm quite pleased with. So we'll have a go with them and see how they perform over February. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.